I have become more and more aware to which television not only distributes products, but it also preaches a general philosophy of life. Television tells us hour after hour that the primary measures of an individual's worth is their consumption of products. And thus, most people measure themselves up to the ideas that are found in products mass-produced and distributed by corporate entities. Drug commercials sell the gospel that there are instant solutions to life's most personal problems. You don't need to think about your own emotional maturity and development of your individuality, your discipline, training, and education, your perception of the world, your willingness to cooperate and compromise and work with other people. You don't need to think about developing meaningful relationship with others and trying to keep it in repair. Not only does TV programs, but it expressively preaches materialism, status consciousness, sexploitation, and fantasy world of quick superficial solutions. But even the subliminal message are commercials for the consumer's style of life. Just think, automobile commercials push clothes, fashions, and vacation. Furniture commercials pushes wall-to-wall carpeting and drapery. Breakfast commercials pushes new stoves and refrigerators. There seems to be a corporate interlock between jobs, products, and lifestyle. Most people seem to wear their office clothing, cars as much as their deodorant, and thus it becomes their identity, smothering what little soul they may have left. Welcome to Back to the Basics, where you learn facts, hope you embrace it. Watch, like, share, bring in awareness. Watch, like, share, bring in awareness. I'm fearless. Welcome to Back to the Basics, where you learn facts, hope you embrace it. Watch, like, share, bring in awareness. Watch, like, share, bring in. When talking about television, I'm talking about matters of personal taste here. People should be free to choose the life that they want. Certainly, it should not be the business of the government to choose lifestyles for its citizens. But two facts remains here. The first is that television only pushes one point of view, and this means there are choices that you are not aware of. And the reality is the choice you never know is in fact the choice you'll never make. You follow? Let me say that again. The choice you never know is the choice you'll never make. Many people, especially in America, are not informed with the alternatives to make an intelligent choice of the life they most want. And the second is there's a correlation between the philosophy preached by television and many of our social problems. The gospel of television simultaneously creates tremendous anxiety and alienation. Just look at the world today. It's crumbling right before your eyes. When we turn on the television, we're actually turning off ourselves. The television is one of the most dangerous epidemics. It is common sense to assume that exposure to television has its influences. The business people of the world spend billions of dollars a year on advertisement budgets on the preposition that it is having some sort of effect on your decision making. The television is the primary pedagogical medium for masses of people globally. For this reason, we cannot overlook its potential to sway its viewers. It is an effective tool for psychological warfare that aims at vital targets, thoughts, emotions, opinions, and attitude. It attempts to influence behavior by the planned use of propaganda. And instead of being used for improving the world, it is instead used to corrupt it by underhanded schemes. The media is extremely powerful and very suggestive. It is a useful device for mass communication. Unfortunately, the evil ones control it. The addiction to the media is the seat of all programming that destroys positive mindsets and replaces it with negative mindsets. In this society, media plays the role that tradition used to play. It gives people ideas to live by, slowly shifting cultural ethics into fads, destroying good moral principles. Media is a part of your everyday life from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep. It is the hidden persuader behind everything that you do and think. It shapes your lives in every way, and it is the silent force of transformation from a supreme being to a mortal and eventually to a beast. When we examine the word media, you will find that it is the plural form of the word medium. A medium is a middle ground or intervening substance through which impressions are conveyed. Common forms of mediums are the transmittance of messages between the living and the so-called dead. Through mediums such as the radio, television, internet, and magazine, the same is taking place between the mentally living and the mentally dead. Through these mechanical mediums, the evil ones are able to act as a silent persuader by sending out frequencies of information whereby giving the onlooker and listeners suggestions of their ideas of how things should be. Entertainers are often used to help reinforce ideas that are against the people for money. Through the media, they tell you What to do, when to do it. What to eat, when to eat it. Who to like, who not to like. What to wear, when to wear it. Who is beautiful, who is not beautiful. What is the in thing, what is not in. Who is guilty, who is innocent. What is morally ethical and what is not. You literally cease from using your own mode of reasoning and become a believer of whatever you hear just because it was on one of these accepted mediums. Subtly, those of blind conviction allow these mediums to become something that they put full faith in, although in most cases lacking in facts. Television could and should help people understand the alternatives, but as a rule, to control its viewers, it does not. Are there alternatives? Absolutely. And people are entitled to know about them and experience them if they choose. Today, televised theology seems to be contributing very little to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, something we all thought was the business of government. There is little that touches our lives as consumers more than the ever-present radio and television that fills our eyes and ears and the minds of our children. It is subject to our democratic control, but only if we the people know our rights and are prepared to fight for them. Each of you watching can write to the FCC, that is the Federal Communication Commission, when warranted and file fairness complaints to protect the consumer's sovereignty. It is not going to be easy if you do this. This fairness doctrine comes from the Communication Act's FCC regulation and decisions. The Fairness Doctrine provides that when broadcasters have programs about controversial issues of public importance, they must treat those issues fairly, providing an opportunity for the presentation of all point of views over their station. This Fairness Doctrine was extended to cigarette commercials, for example, through a New York lawyer by the name of John Basshoff. He brought a license revocation proceeding against WNBC TV on the grounds that it has not complied with the FCC orders to balance cigarette commercials with warnings against cigarette smoking. This same situation can apply to the disproportionate amount of COVID-19 vaccination commercials that does not give warning against the vaccination side effect in order for the people to make a conscientious decision. Bear in mind that the difference between what is now law and what may become law is based on you, the people. Do not be fooled. You do have the power to prosecute a petition to deny renewal of the license of stations that violate the Fairness Doctrine. So wake up, my people. I'm Kev Frey, and this is Back to the Basic. Like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification bell. Peace. Facts we stated. You wanna know something? Go back to basics. Mozart trapping was called the Matrix. The world frivolized, yet it's hard to face it. So I spread truth, hope you embrace it. Watch, like, share, bring in awareness. We born to be woken, this the awakening. So we born to be woken, this the awakening. I'm fearless.